One of our themes is on complexity and methods, and it's a really cool theme now because we've seen development change a lot in recent years. There's a lot of complexity in interventions that are designed in the dynamic of context, in conflict or in other fragile areas. And we see some of the issues, the global issues we're dealing with, like climate change, market changes for the poor, or from empowerment accountability. We see those as issues which demand greater pressure on the evaluators to come up with ways of solving how we measure and understand those impacts. So a lot of debate recently has been quite narrowly focused. So it's been focused on projects and it's been focused on a narrow set of methodologies. What we hope to do is draw on from the social sciences more broadly, from research more broadly, and bring some of those methodologies and ways of working and understanding issues into the impact evaluation field, in areas where there's kind of small sample sizes or where there's trade-offs between the amount of resources you have and what you can measure, or where there's particular contexts, dynamic contexts or complex problems where we think we can draw on a wider research body of measurement into those fields. In the governance field, in empowerment accountability, it's a difficult area to measure. We're talking about process changes in how citizens can call governments to account, changes in government processes, and in amongst that our power relationships are changing. So how do the poorest get access to resources? How do they get their priorities on the agenda of governments? So that's a very difficult thing to measure, and we hope to bring into that debate some of the expertise of our partners in understanding both working on those problems, but also from the research agenda, from how you measure and how you involve people into those problems. The big opportunity for us is that our three partners come from evaluators and practitioners. They come from academics and researchers. And so we're able to bring quite a range of people and convene them to both talk about, explore these issues, but also to push the debate further forward, to innovate and to learn from what's happening. So we're able to link evaluation with research and make that link stronger where there's often a disconnect. We've been doing a number of convenings and workshops, and then we've been also producing a number of publications around different methodologies, so realist evaluation approaches, process tracing approaches, qualitative comparative analysis approaches. So we've been drawing together both experts in that field, people from outside who don't normally involve in evaluation, alongside evaluators themselves. And we've been testing them in evaluations and learning from them. We've been writing papers capturing that learning in our practice paper series, and we've been publishing kind of think pieces around that. And so we're trying to advance both the knowledge of how it applies in practice, but also the kind of learning and the debate about actually does that technique work in this context? Can we apply it here? Can we not? What can we learn about that? How can we advance that technique? We hope that both commissioners of evaluation and evaluators themselves, and also those involved in programs and interventions, will be able to draw on a much broader range of methodologies. So they're not limited in knowledge on one particular technique, but they're able to both understand when a technique is appropriate, but also understand how it might be appropriate and how it would be useful for their purpose to measure impact in their particular context.